Well, good day, everybody. I've got a quote for you. Ukrainians are the firewood that we will throw into the stove of the anti-Russian rebellion. Guess who said that? Guess when it said that? When that was said. Anyway, I got this off of, that's a quote. I guess Dave put that up on his site, fromtheotherside.com, or from the other side. Not .com. I don't know if that's his website or not. Anyway, that was said, believe it or not, in 1854. Basically, that they're going to throw firewood. They're going to throw the Ukrainians, in other words, into a meat grinder. They're going to be the firewood to go after the Russians. Yes, how history repeats itself. I guess that was, what was the guy's name? British Lord Palmerston. You know, and I was telling you guys before, you know, how many times that Europe has tried to go after Russia, take parts of Russia. It's not just Napoleon and Hitler, and you know, they've got a history of that. I'll tell you what, it even goes back to about the year 1100, about the 1100. You know, they had some designs on parts of Russia. In those days, you didn't have motorized vehicles and things, and it was harder to take over huge pieces of territory. You know, I remember I studied a lot of Prussian history of, you know, like the 30 Years' War and such like that. So let's see what we got here. Okay. You remember when I was telling you in the other videos that Ukraine has far more drones than Russia does? Well, you know, a lot of time I was getting that from various sites that were telling me, you know, how many drones they were sending from the Baltic states, and there's a huge amount of drones coming from Australia, thousands and thousands of them. Well, they tried to attack Russia. It wasn't last night, it was the night before that. And I see different reports. I've seen something like 440 drones on one, and in fact, I gotta probably take a different way to get out of here. 440, but I think a lot of time the official amount was like, what was it, 337. And they launched 9 against the nuclear power plant. I'm thinking it was in Kursk. Not sure which one. And how many against Moscow? 91. 91. They did a lot of damage. And I guess it was twofold. I guess one is because they're having these negotiations in Riyadh. I believe it is in Riyadh. I've seen a different place where they're saying they were having these what is it called, negotiations for peace or whatever. And also they had this this OSCE commissioner or somebody there in Moscow. And I don't know, Ukraine, a lot of people have been putting out, I've mentioned it before, but I think it was news coming from some people in the Russian government. Of course, they're saying that more and more Ukraine is using terrorism instead of fighting the Russians on the battlefield. I guess they've come to the conclusions that they can't beat the Russians, so they're using terrorism. You know, and of course they're using cyber terrorism, and they're assassinating people. I think it was just recently, I think maybe just some days ago, they assassinated an American journalist. I'm not exactly sure. I saw the story, I didn't read it. It was Alex Jones was mourning the loss of some friend of his, and other people were talking about it. I don't know the person's name. But yeah, how many journalists have they killed already? Okay. So, wait a second. Oh, 126 drones they launched at Kursk. And I'll mention some about Kursk again, because something just coming up just from today. Even just in the last hours, I guess. You guys might have even heard it already. I'm not too sure, but for some reason, everybody thinks there's something weird going on in the Kursk region because Russia's taken over a lot of villages. I saw some report, it said 12 villages or settlements today, in one day. And normally it's like 4 or something, 3 or 4 a week. In one day, 12. I don't know, figure that one out. So I just saw the reports is all. And what other stories we have? Kremlin spokesman said Ukraine has been given a huge stockpile of weapons already. And I think, you know, they were saying, oh, we stopped sending the weapons, you know, from the States or whatever. I don't know, but they still got a huge amount, they said. And then they said they were blocking their security. They still had security. I mean, what was it, intelligence. The United States was sharing intelligence with them. They still had Starlink on. They could still get intelligence. That's the most vital intelligence they get, is of course from Starlink. And other intelligence, I don't know, what is it? What are they telling? I guess maybe the Americans have a lot of satellites and they're telling them where the Russians are located. So now again, I guess they're saying, okay, you got a bunch of Russians at such and such a grid coordinates. I have no idea. I don't know, a lot of this stuff that they're talking about in this war, it doesn't make any sense to me anyway, because you're seeing the map and they're saying, oh, Russia took over more towns. Oh, they're going in leaps and bounds and they're rolling over that. And then you saw Zelensky talking to Donald Trump in the White House, and you know, when Donald Trump was saying, and you're losing, and Zelensky was saying basically like, oh, what? That's not true. But I don't know. I'm wondering if the Russians are doing as well as they say they're doing. But it's also echoed on the United States side, and Zelensky's saying things are pretty bad there. But I don't know. Is it because they're losing, or is it because they're losing a lot of manpower, or is it something else? Oh, another truck. Damn trucks, say like me. This is not a big truck though. It's more like a big family van or delivery van, or I don't know what you call those things. So what else? I don't know. They're still talking about that drone strike, even though that was yesterday night. And then even this morning I got up and I don't know. They're still launching some more drones. Of course, they love to do that. So what else do we have here? Oh yeah, the ceasefire. Now that's the biggest joke. That's the biggest joke yet. They have this ceasefire and Ukraine has agreed to it. Of course they're going to agree to it. You know, they're going to agree to a ceasefire. They've been probably trying to get a ceasefire. And Russia says no. They've been saying this for over a year, maybe 2 years. We will only accept a ceasing of hostilities and a permanent, not peace plan, permanent peace plan. And yeah, Ukraine is just dinking around. Everybody knows they're dinking around. They say they want peace. They don't want peace. They want war. You know, sure, they will take peace, but only if they get a complete and total humiliating surrender, that Russia has to surrender everything. And then, of course, you know, I think that's probably one of the prerequisites for the peace plan, is that they have that. So, I don't know. Zelensky's a crazy guy anyway. Maybe I should use this on the... Yeah, I'm going to come back here. Anyway, which way should I go? You guys don't want the sun behind me. I have to probably walk this way. It gets noisy over there. Here, let me show you this. I just now saw this. As I was telling you, when somebody famous or did something great for humanity, you know, they put these plaques of whoever lived there. Let's see, 1972 to 2001. What's this? I don't know. I think it's 1951 to 1956. It's probably written in Belarusian. Can't understand it. I'll show you some of the sides of the buildings here anyway, while I read. See what's going on here. Okay, we have Lindsey Graham. Oh, he is ecstatic. He's having orgasms like you couldn't believe. Ursula von der Leyen. These people are so happy. You just cannot believe how happy they are, because they finally think they have a way to get Russia. And I think, what is it? Ursula von der Leyen said, "Oh, it's in Russia's court." As a matter of fact, there's a lot of tweets out, and let me think of, you know, a lot of these leaders. Ursula von der Leyen, of course, was one of them, but I think a lot of them, it's just like what's coming out lately. Somebody's writing the same tweets or whatever it is on X for all of them, because they all have, like, oftentimes it's like even short tweets. They might have 4 sentences, but there will always be at least one sentence that's identical to all the other ones. And you know, the big cheese is Ursula von der Leyen, of course. I should try to duck in somewhere where it's not so loud. Maybe I should go back where I was. I don't want to run around down here in the metro. So Lindsey Graham. let me tell you what they said. I wrote it here somewhere here. Maybe I'll show you what's going on over that way there. You guys can watch this way. Okay. Obviously, Russia has the advantage. They're winning. And maybe part of this peace plan, maybe this kind of thing that's going on is why, I'm guessing, now that I think about it, because I just read this, I told you that They had taken over a whole lot of villages within this day, within the last 24 hours, Russia. So maybe they pushed everybody, let's get a whole bunch right now, and then we'll agree to this, well, what would be it's a ceasefire, but it's like a Zelensky piss plan again, you know? So they are going to agree to that. Maybe, you never know, because they think they're tricking Russia. Maybe Russia's pulling something on them, saying, okay, we're going to take over 30 villages and then we'll agree to it, or whatever. How much they'll, because I think this ceasefire is supposed to be for 30 days. One of the main reasons is for the United States to get people there to look at these minerals or something like that they're supposed to be making a deal for. So, you know, so that they don't get bombed, in other words. And of course, Lindsey Graham and Ursula von der Leyen, they're trying to trick Russia, and then they're going to ship massive amounts of weapons to Ukraine, so they're going to regroup, and they're going to rearm, and they're going to make more arrangements in order to get more people there and just, you know, settle in. They're probably not even going to stop. It's probably not even going to be a ceasefire. So then, but I think I had a, where would I have a, oh, Lindsey Graham, I said I had a quote. He said, even before Russia has a chance to say, oh yes, we'll have a ceasefire or not, Graham comes out and says, we should sanction the hell out of them. He also said he's going to introduce legislation to sanction anybody that trades with Russia or buys anything from Russia. Well, he said he's going to put legislation. You know, he's a senator, so that's quite powerful. So, what was that? I heard some policeman or something like that. So, but anyway, I don't have that much more. It's just a very short video here. I just got out of school, as I said, and remember, we have the Ides of March coming up. Today's the 12th. The Ides of March is supposed to be the 15th, and you know, some of these, you know, what do you want to call them, deep state, or these evil people, they like to use sometimes these dates, you know, when it's something else happens, some kind of historical dates, when they pull some kind of crap. So we'll see what's going to happen on that. But it's a full moon is on Friday, the Ides of March is on a Saturday. So I don't know, let's just keep watching, let's see what happens, maybe for Friday and Saturday. You never know, because a lot of people say the moon affects people's behavior, and that's pretty well proven. So have a full moon on Friday. Well, it'll be interesting. Yes, indeed. And U.S. aid. That's one of the last things I was going to say. U.S. aid. Well, a couple little things. And I just kind of wrote the note here. But U.S. aid is now shredding and burning all these documents. I guess in the Washington, D.C. area. Shred and burn. And I guess whoever the person in charge of the U.S. aid is telling everybody to do that. And I think it was Elon Musk or Donald, it was Elon Musk. He said it's against the law to be destroying documents, federal documents. So, you know, these people got the orders and they're doing it. Let's see if anybody goes to prison. Probably not. They never do. Especially not the head, you know, they'll just be made to resign. Probably know they're on their way out anyway. So, German intelligence is now saying they have to keep the war going. And as you know, I just said these people are orgasming. Oh, we're going to keep the war going. Russia's going to deny the ceasefire, because Russia's been saying that all along. They don't want a ceasefire. They want a solution to the problem, you know. And it's going to be very interesting. I don't know who's going to decide. I guess maybe now the ball is going to be in Trump's court if Russia says yes or no, you know, to decide what they're going to do. So let's see. Okay, now German intelligence said that they got to keep the war going until 2029. Obviously that's because Donald Trump is supposed to leave office in 2029. You guys keep your eyes off that girl. Listen to me, don't watch that girl that's coming here. So 2029. Anyway. Maybe you guys just watch the video just for some of the girls. There's practically none walking around. I should go to my school, but I don't want to have all the students that I see every day seeing me running around with a camera like this. Maybe I'll sneak it around and show you guys all the girls. And, you know, it's getting warm outside and sunny. You know, anyway, I guess that's it. Nothing else more to say. And I thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, it's a kind of a short video. Didn't have that much to say, but it's a good day. guys get to see Great Minsk at least. This is right near my school, of course. It's just off of this plaza, which is Victory Square. Used to be in Brown Square. I've done other videos here. Look at how long the avenue is down the way. If you can see how long it stretches way down there. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, okay. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.